to be the opening intro to my video, me sitting down and groaning. But anyway, hi, welcome to this edition of Garden Guns. Far more back to the old format. Got this still loaded up from the shot string I've just done. Shoot it off. Far more back to the old format. Sitting down and chatting about guns rather than having fun down at the bottom of the garden shooting stuff. But anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, it's this little beauty. This is the HW110 thumb hole carbine, laminate stock, overall goodness of a rifle. It's in 177, comes with two 10-shot magazines and you know, the standard sort of charging probe. As you can see, this one has still got most of its original tags on it from its sale. I think this one went out as a demo rifle to a customer who decided they weren't, it wasn't really for them. So they came in and traded it against something else. I don't know why he didn't like it. Straight off the bat, I have been incredibly impressed with this. I don't know whether it's the stock, because this bit of wood is really comfortable. I've really enjoyed shooting this rifle, surprisingly so. I have never been a huge fan of the 110 in terms of what it offers over the 100. My view was you'd always try and stump up the extra couple of £100 and go to the 100 if you were looking at the box standard 110. This particular model, I don't know whether it's the stock that makes the difference. I think it is. This particular model has been really good. Hopefully I'll be able to show that in the downrange portion. I don't know if you can hear on the video the gazebo flapping away, and maybe there's some wind sound as well. It is really windy today. There's a storm that went through early this morning, I believe, and 50-60 mile an hour winds and torrential biblical downpours of rain in the south of England. So the downrange portion of this, probably not going to be up to much, but we're going to do it anyway and see how this performs in a decent wind. Don't hold a spread out group against the rifle. It's more likely to be me and the conditions. But anyway, let's carry on talking about the rifle. So the cylinder on this, I've got, I would say it does per charge from a 200 bar charge down to just above 90 bar. The fill on this does 60 shots, which was a real surprise in 177 for me. I thought when I first got it out of the box, looking at it, I thought it'd be more a 40, maybe 50 shot rifle, but I've got 60 good shots out of it. It's chronoing in at a full charge. It's coming in at around about 10.7 foot-pounds. And when I chronoed it down at just above 95 bar, is it bar? PSI. Anyway, no, it's 95 bar, I think. I'm not going to have a look at the moment. But anyway, when I got it down to 95 on the charge, 95 bar, it was doing 10.5. And then as it went down to 90, it rapidly started dropping off. So yeah, I'd say 60 shots, full powered shots is just about doable out of this in 177. In 2.2 you're going to get a few more. So the stock, as I've already said, I find an absolute delight. I mean, these laminate stocks seem to be very much a chalk and cheese thing. People either love them or hate them. In this sort of, I think it's called pepper grey, I'm not quite sure. I think that was the colour of my my BSA Gold Star. They called that pepper grey, and it's a very similar style of stock. I love it. I think it's a really classy looking thing. It's got fantastic checkering. Rear the hand is a really nice sort of swell. Little pick rail under there for attachment of a tripod, sorry, bipod, or a light if you're using this for ratting, or something like that in the evening. It's got an adjustable butt pad, adjustable up and down. I don't think it's I've certainly not had any adjustment in the side-to-side plane, but it's up and down. You've got an adjustment there. So I've dropped it a tiny bit, by a few millimeters, just to get a nicer sort of mount for my cheek on the rather nice ambidextrous cheek rest. What else? It has got a really nice trigger. The trigger on this is superb. I've actually, I don't know whether the guy that bought it had done any adjustments, but out of the box, I actually prefer the setup of this trigger to the 100s that I've tried. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I've enjoyed shooting this more than I've enjoyed shooting the 100s. I think the side lever isn't quite as good on this, and I don't really like this little lever on the side here, which is your magazine release. Basically you've got to pull the lever, I'll show you when we load up, but they're pulling the lever back and lifting that to either slide the magazine in or pop the magazine out. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's a little bit fiddly, especially trying to mount it. It's sort of, fingers and thumbs going everywhere. Those are the elements that initially, when I first came across the 110 in its slightly more agricultural guise, I just didn't rate it. They seemed all right. There was nothing there in that rifle that really made me go, whoa, that's amazing. This one, yeah, and I think it's all down to the stock. This stock, in this length, with this setup, works really, really well. This is such a, an amazingly pointable, maneuverable rifle. It's, yeah, for use, for use around, say, in barns, around a farmyard. I mean, to be honest, put some sling swivels on and strap it on your back and take it out into the field, even, especially if you put a bipod on it. You're gonna. It's such an easy to use, easy to point, compact rifle. Yeah, I think you probably tell that I really like it. I'm gushing at the moment. Is there anything else to talk about? So we talked about the stock, the butt pad, the magazines, the loading system, the charge, and yes, it does come with a Viarc silencer. This thing is stupidly quiet. Yeah, on the whole, yeah, absolutely superb. So tell you what we'll do now. I'll go and set up downrange, get the camera set up downrange, and we'll try and shoot some targets and see how this thing performs. Back with you in a minute. Right, so I've taken a wind reading. It's doing a constant sort of 3 to 4 miles an hour, with gusts up to 10 down at the target. I apologise for the noise. Unfortunately, it's a nice sunny day, so the neighbours out in the garden, I think, leaf blowing. So what I'm going to do is shoot this section. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully the noise won't come through. I'm going to speed it all up. But before we do that, loading the HW110. As I said, this is one of those things that I don't really like doing. It's a bit of a faff. Once you've got your 10 shots loaded in, just basically pull the lever, the cocking lever back, lift up the latch, and then sort of, put it in like that. I can't see how there is any way to then index it by the looks of it. Give it a little twist until it clicks into place and you can close the lever. I can't see any way to be doing this one-handed. It's a two-handed job without a shadow of a doubt. And one of the other things I don't particularly, I don't know what it is, but with the cocking lever, I can't remember whether it was the same issue with the 110, but with the cocking lever you've got to constantly take your hand off the grip and up to it. I would rather the cocking lever was on the other side, believe it or not, just to make it so that you could sort of rack through the shots. Anyway, that's probably just me. Let's get on with the shooting and see how we do. Okay. And there we have it, label stopped. So, lifting it up, lift the catch up to unload, pull the lever back, lift the catch up, let's get the order right, Neil. And then I tend to use my thumb and push it out from the side, trying to hold it in, stop the magazine. Once you've got it out to there, it's a little bit, seems to be a little bit tight. Yeah, as I say, I'm not a huge fan of that loading and unloading process on this. Let's fire off the shots. You know, the magazine is great. The Weihrauch magazine is really simple. It always seems to index properly, unlike, say, the day states that I've had to use. You know, after a bit of wear and tear on the magazine, the day states just seem to stop indexing correctly. You know, you end up sort of pinching the odd pellet, I think, and end up with a flyer. At least I think that's what's happening. Whereas you don't get that problem with the Weihrauch magazines. Having said that, I do find the loading process on the 110 just to be a bit of a faff. But I think that's my only complaint. Let me go down range, grab the target, come back and talk about it. Right, so how have we done? There we go. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but there we go. I think that is, it's pretty much just about, my thumbnail just about covers it. You can see it's sort of fairly strung out. I'm blaming the wind for that. It definitely wasn't me. Ooh, much. Anyway, this rifle is more than capable of producing a one-hole, decent one-hole group at 30 to 40 meters. I mean, I've shot it at 40 meters during the testing. And I wanted to do it for this video because it was producing ridiculously tight groups. Having said that, due to the way that the wind is, and especially once I push past the 40-yard mark, it really is, you know, the wind past 40 yards is a lot stronger than where I've got the target. And as you can see, the gusts, well, I will try and put this up. The gusts are going up to above 10 miles an hour. I've had it up on the anemometer. So I think to expect this to be able to do any, or show its true worth, you know, it's done remarkably well to shoot that group in this sort of, in these swirly wind conditions anyway. So I think that's probably the best I could expect from the rifle today. That's definitely the best you can expect from me today. So to sum up, well, other than the issues that I've talked about with the loading, the way that the rifle loads, overall I've been phenomenally surprised by how much I like this 110. I think the real thing for me, the thing that's really made me kind of fall in love with this rifle has been this stock, married up to the action. Without a shadow of a doubt, this stock makes this rifle. You know, I've handled other 110s, the basic model, and it's, you know, I just not really like the way it felt. I've always thought it would be worth trying to save the extra money and buy a HW100 or wait for a really nice 100 to come on the second-hand market. And this leads me probably to the major bugbear with this particular rifle. Brand new in this configuration, i.e. with this stock on, this rifle is only 70 or 80 quid cheaper than an entry-level HW100. So it does lead you to the point, well, crikey, you know, surely I'd buy the 100. Well, that would be up to you. As I say, I've probably said in other videos, if you've watched my other videos, for me, a lot of my purchasing decision on the rifle, once I've watched countless videos online on them, is when I get down to the shop, is being able to shoulder that rifle and generally have a feeling of how pointable it is and how it sits and how it feels when it's in my shoulder. And to be honest, you know, that's one of the reasons I love my R10, and I think the Huntsman's superb as well, because those two rifles have always felt, you know, to me, they're two of the best shouldering rifles, air rifles that, you know, I've come across. And this 110 is right up there with them. In its compact length, with this amazing stock. I mean, in the stock, I just can't stress how nice this stock is. You know, the overall feel of it, the way it's been cut. Really, really superb. Best stock, I think, Weihrauch, well, out of the Weihrauchs I've tried, is the best stock I've come across. You know, it makes the rifle. And it makes it into an amazingly short, compact, easy to carry, easy to shoot little package. So yeah, personally, with the shooting I've done on this, without a shadow of a doubt, I would choose this over an entry level 100. And I am incredibly shocked by that, because I certainly didn't expect to say that when I first got this out of the box. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty, but I didn't expect to like this rifle as much as I have. And it's been an absolute surprise. So, for those whoever's lucky enough to be able to buy this from Phil and Tracy down at Leicestershire Air Guns, then I take my hat off to you and say, you know, please enjoy it, because it is an absolute, well, I wish I had the money to be able to buy it, is all I'm saying on that one. I really wish I could keep this, but unfortunately, A, my wife would kill me, and B, I just don't have the cash at the moment. So, I think to sum up on that, I hope you've enjoyed the video. As you can tell, I really like this rifle. Keep an eye open for the next one. If I can keep the wind, well, if I can keep the wind down, if the wind stays at a low enough level so it's not making too much noise with the gazebo while I'm filming, then I'm going to try and knock out a few more videos today. I've got a couple more rifles, and I've got the HW44 pistol to do, which we'll talk about in the next video. So, until then, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to making the next video for you, and please stay safe. All the best.